I was talking about control mechanisms. You can't have a good control mechanism without controlling the psyche. Fact. So, when you want to be able to inflict that control through the psyche, you have to not only control relationships, the press preparation, you have them memorize words and everything like that so they present themselves. There's nothing really wrong with that, but it just gets them used to what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to behave this way, and we're going to show you how. It's very manipulative if in the wrong hands. Leverage, so you have a takeaway, things that are assigned to people. You want to have, oh my god, I can't believe I'm teaching this. How do I know all this? Because I saw it. And because I was thinking about this too. But, and not that I'm saying do this, but this is what they do. And I want you to be aware. That's why I'm showing you guys this. And maybe you can add to this too and say, oh my god, that happened to me too. You become puppeted. I strongly believe, based on some people telling me things too, I'm not a superstar, but even at my lower level here, I feel the pressures of this. And people try to do this to me on a smaller scale, but not really. This is an interesting thing. I'm getting like the superstar treatment. How do I know this? Like, when you get to be at really high levels, they have to control you more. These people are living marionettes. Living in hell, if I might say. Be free, my friends. Stand up like I am. Don't be afraid. We'll hire you. And really pay you. No, we don't want your money. I just want people to be happy. Not in a fake happy way. Yeah, so you have things assigned to you. Let's say, like, a stalker. Let's say you had a stalker assigned to you. People watching you. Is it raining? I think it's raining. I didn't go outside. Probably sprayed to make this happen. I've had a stalker. It's been very weird, and I don't like it, but it can prey on your psyche, and if you don't get desensitized to it. See, they thought I was like the others, very emotionally based, and I'm more analytically based. I'm not saying I don't cry, I'm not saying I don't feel, I'm not saying I'm not empathic, but I'm very, very well balanced. I even took one of those tests, and it showed, it's like, are you left brain or right brain? It was like almost completely, perfectly even. I think it was like 52-49. That's pretty, it doesn't happen often, but I was very well balanced. Left brain and right brain. I gotta do a video on that. Let me make that as a note. I just find all this stuff very interesting and how it pertains to dance. But you know, dance warriors. I don't only dance, and I don't only give you dance tips. I'm giving you encouragement and really not so easily swallowed, but raw, real, and censored truth as I see it anyway. So you can have like stalkers assigned to you, a paparazzi. I've had that happen to me. We have some of it on video. I'm in my kitchen and I'm doing something, writing, and all of a sudden I see flash. Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding. You know, we know how to light, because I'm a lighting designer too. I know how to light things inside, so people, it's in vain if they do that, but you know, nonetheless, I don't want people trying. And they sat out there, you can see it in the video, for like over an hour and a half. You ain't waiting for your friend for an hour and a half, and they weren't. And people switched out. I'm like, what the hell? You want to go to college? Go park over there. It was just really strange. And that didn't just happen once. And then somebody blocked me in out in our carport. I couldn't get out. You know, I stood my ground and I pointed, and then I see, I put a wig on. Oh my god, I look really good with black hair. I've never had dark black hair before. And I thought, wow, I look really good. Maybe this will work. It doesn't. It didn't. I don't know how they knew it was me. Probably because they know who comes in and out. I don't know. Well, no, wait, you know what? They probably heard me say, hey, let's disguise ourselves and see if this works. But it was very frightening because I stepped out and then we have a gate out front. It's a security gate even. And somebody was watching me. I came out, they honked their horn, drove around back and met me into the carport where I was headed. And then a guy across the way in an adjacent building was walking the balcony. And prior to that, this dude was staring at me when we were putting a refrigerator back into a truck because it was like, this is too big for our place. We can't use it. It was beautiful. Oh my God, I hated getting rid of it, but it was way too big. And I'm like, I confronted the guy. I said, what are you looking at? Telling you, people gotta be watching out for me. My husband too. He got pissed. He doesn't like that. So yeah, and this guy is watching me. It was like all connected. And then I see a billboard with somebody with dark hair pointing the same direction. You know I'm legally blind, but I can actually tell objects. It's not like, I don't know that there's a person there. It's not that I don't know that there's a camera there. I've worked with so many of them. You can detect them. Plus when things start, they flash, I can see that. I'm not so blind that I can't see that. The hard thing, is the details unless I'm up close. But see, the thing is, that's why I have body cam that captures it. So it's my eyes. I'm protected now. But so all these things, you can consider that paparazzi, but it's like my photo didn't show up anywhere except translated into a billboard. I never signed my rights for this. When you have these superstars and they sign, yeah, you have the right to use my image for publicity and marketing. Marketing. Could that be? I'm asking you a question because I would like to find out the answer. Could that really be the paparazzi? Because I'm like, why are these famous people seemingly having no rights and no privacy? Well, my husband is studying the law. They do. But if they have this document signed, they can fight it all they want to. I mean, why does a public figure all of a sudden lose their privacy? Isn't it more ethical? Hey, I want to do an interview with this person, right? So let's set up a time and do an interview and we'll get very good pictures. Hey, we can even get some candid ones, but nothing that's snarky or skanky like a paparazzi thing. And I'm like, what makes that so much okay that what they're no longer people? Something's funny here. So we've been looking into the laws and we found out a lot of stuff. These stars have more rights than they are invoking and enforcing. So I'm telling you guys, start standing up for your rights and start saying, I'm gonna sue you guys. Look, all these social media things have begun to desensitize us because regular civilians are the next target. Desensitize them. Let's just get pictures up all over the place with everybody. Well, I have my dancers sign permission that I can do that. My friends, I ask. And if somebody says you need to take that down, if they didn't sign a release form, once they sign a release form, they can say whatever they want. I don't put people in compromising positions, like not my friends, that's terrible. But isn't that kind of interesting? Think about it. Just because they're classified, and what classifies somebody as a public figure? I'm a public figure, but according to Facebook and all the other social media, even though I have more notoriety and I have more followers and people get those little check marks, apparently I'm not worthy of that, but I am worthy of people stalking me and doing the paparazzi thing, and they're nuts. What the heck? Not the paparazzi people. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they are. But I'm saying, you know, the people who are orchestrating this, whoever they are. I'm saying whoever they are, I do know. But I'm going to tell you whoever they are for various reasons. So think about it. Isn't that interesting? So then I'm like, okay, what other kind of control mechanisms to control the psyche can these people do? And what do I know? I had one friend who had, I'm not going to tell you the name, who had this happen. They were assigned somebody, wasn't stalking, but would show up in the same place and be that, you know, the background extra in a way that would always be there because maybe they worked there, or maybe they were visiting somebody's grave in their own family, and they would show up somehow at the same time that that other person would, or it was very weird. And I thought, I'm seeing that happen in my life. I wouldn't necessarily classify those people as stalkers, but they're a significant player, featured, okay? This is, like they say, La La Land, right? Which I have something to say about that, but I won't right now. But, you know, you have featured, extras, whatever you want to call it, players, day players. So all of this, because we are in La La Land and everything equates to movies and doing movies, and so the terms are the same actions really, except the city is their stage. We actually saw a billboard. We have it on video. It was one of those bus seat billboards, you know, the smaller marquees, right? And it says, we hire, LA is our state, something like that. And I'm like, we gotta call these people up. I'm wondering if they actually know what's being done to me, and we gotta give them a cease and desist in a friendly way. And you know, just, we've been giving a lot of people heads up, saying, you know, if someone's giving you hot material, which is my stuff, I didn't sign for it, don't accept it, because you're gonna go down with the rest of them, right? So you got these featured extras. I just wonder if sometimes people understand the difference between fantasy and reality. I don't like this, what's going on. What else? Stalkers, paparazzi, featured extras. God, there's so many things. And this could be lay people too. Lay peeps, you know, regular professionals, doctors, attorneys, dentists, and I'm not saying that all people who classify themselves, but, you know, regular professionals, lay people who are cast. They're life actors. I didn't come up with this. Do your research. And because I did, because when all this stuff was happening, I'm like, And so, you know, they become the poster child for whatever event or whatever happens. And they could actually be, obviously they're real people. They're not clones. They're not AI or anything like that. Oh, that's another thing we gotta do something on here. AI. That is a contradiction in itself. Anything artificial can't be intelligent. Artificial intelligence. You see how the words kind of like negate each other? It's hilarious. Anyway, these are 2 more videos I'm gonna do. Maybe tonight. Okay. You know, and because I started noticing. So say I went to one of these, I won't say which, one of these regular professionals or lay people, and they're supposedly supposed to help me, and they start really nice, you know, and then they start getting a little weird. You know, say, I don't know, I'm getting some service done by them, and it's always been good so far, and I even write out a little card that rates them, and I said, oh no, you've been great so far. Once they get that, it's like, that's gold, I snatched it. Now I can treat her like a piece of crap. And it would happen. So I don't do that anymore. It's like, you want something good from me, you better give me something good too. So exchange quotes or exchange praises or something. I don't play like that. I'm like, no, you ain't getting anything from me anymore. What are you gonna do for me? Why should I help you? Isn't that terrible? I don't want to be that way, but I have to be that way now. Because people are actually doing these things. Okay, so, and then they'll start treating me badly. And then they'll regurgitate sections of my private conversations that I had with my family. They were not in the room at the time, so I'm like, how are you getting this? Because my memory is getting better. After all the concussions and all this craziness, and I'm like, that's interesting. So my memory's gotten sharper, and I'm like, how didn't I say this? And so, we play back the video, we look in our notebooks, and I'm like, that's where it happened, that's where it happened, that's where it happened. And we play it back. And I'm like, oh good, now we have documentation. Okay. Access, remember that circle? Access. They keep looking for access to me. I don't want you guys in my life. You didn't hire me, you didn't put me in your movies, you didn't do anything from me except steal my intellectual property. You use my conversations against me, and privacy and all of that. You own copyright whether you register it or not on the stuff you create. And since we record everything, I own all my conversations. It's my intellectual property. I don't even have to publish it. It's my ownership from the time I create it. Interesting, huh? That's the law, baby. Okay. I had someone try to tell me no. While they were using words from my private conversation out of context. I said, well, the subject matter is close. You're not using it in proper context. Caught you. You can tell because it's like, wait, we were talking about this and you're just trying to shove that conversation in and try to make it fit, and it doesn't. What I told you about before, keywords to trigger. Someone says chocolate, oh, chime in with the improv. I can respond to chocolate because they train them. Okay, you know about the person that was at the grocery store parking lot. They were pretending that they worked there. They didn't. They were pretending that they worked for the grocery store. And they're like, yeah, ma'am, I'm trying to catch somebody who was shoplifting. Okay, then why aren't you doing what you're supposed to be doing? They didn't understand that I had like a stepfather who was a parole and probation officer. So I'm like, they're not even following code. They're like, what are you talking about? You ain't undercover. You're too heavy. What? Really? No way. There's just so many dead giveaways. But then again, La La Land, they think they know everything. They think they know what goes down in a court of law. All the drama like that. That you can't do that unless it's purposely staged. And that happens too. Propaganda. To get a point out. To start babies being aborted 2 weeks before they're born. I mean, really, this stuff is being shaped. It's marketing. It's, again, not all marketing people or marketing companies do this stuff, but, okay. So then, there you go with that. What else is happening? It was very strange. I was like, why me? That was the next thing. Why me? But I know why now. Okay, so control the psyche, psychological harm. But do you see how all of these things, these mechanisms, can actually start to prey on a person's mind? Things like people in the CIA, people who go undercover, FBI. So we did research on that too, and they're trained for this stuff to sustain things, because people do go undercover. A lot of duress, a lot of stress, they're getting paid, they signed up for it. Secret Service. That's a tough job. You are constantly looking, hearing, smelling, thinking, processing, thinking 10 steps ahead, searching. That's hard. They got to have vacations. They got to switch people out. It's hard. Our brains are made out of soft tissue and flesh. Okay? People might think we feel emotions here, but they're processed here, and it filters through. We feel our emotions in different ways. Stress, I don't know if that's necessarily an emotion, but it's a reaction to something coming in, right? So all of these things, and there's certain things that can happen underneath all of this. You either get sorry guys, I think I'm writing this right. Okay, so you either get desensitized or hypersensitized to this. And there's so much more. I can't go into everything right now. And it can harm somebody. It puts you in a state, if you become hypersensitive to it, hypersensitized, where you will just start caving in and doing weird things, sure. And then that comes out with the paparazzi. You see how it feeds upon itself and it controls it. And then maybe, that was your punishment, your hazing, because you did something they didn't like and you might not even know. It's like, wait, what did I do? They will never tell you. You just have to be smart enough to figure it out. Or just never say, do, blink differently than what they want you to. And the higher up you get, the more crap you gotta deal with, and that puts a lot of stress on somebody. So then, what would happen if you become hypersensitive to it? Well, this is a wonderful thing, right? I'm being sarcastic. Medication. Go back and look at that video that I was talking about. And I didn't know what I was talking about. It came to me as a vision where the first 5 years are the hardest, and I heard it. Not as a voice in my head, but you know how writers do this all the time, choreographers do it all the time, or problem solvers do too, builders. If you create and make anything, you see it and hear it first. So I saw it in my brain first, and I was just thinking about things, and it was hardest the first 5 years. And they prescribe medication so you can get through it. And it's a manipulative tactic because they're asking people to do things, and I don't think any of these people are nasty, mean, criminal, or I think that some of them are just pushed to that because of what they're having to, this is not going to work, because of what they're having to deal with. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I do.
So, I'm not saying this happens to everybody, but you gotta think about it. Is it really the paparazzi in which people are singing, "Leave me alone, leave me alone"? Or do they know something? That's also another thing too. When you're starting to get up here, you start to see and hear things. And I'm not saying imagination. I know this because I worked for a lot of really up here people. Hold on a second. How are we doing? Oh, it's gonna go in a minute. Okay. I was around it. There was a lot of pressure for me as a teenager even. I'm like, all right, this is what we gotta do. So, I had some training beforehand, but still, nobody actually gave me a rule book and said, this is what's expected of you. See, that's what I like. I like someone to say, you know what? This is what I want out of you. And then you see it, and you can agree with it or not, but the thing is, what they want out of people, nobody in the right mind would agree to it. So again, the dangling carrot, and they lead them along. Oh, okay, you handled that level good. Okay, so now you're going to get a bigger role. Okay, but we want to make you look old in this next thing. It's a control mechanism, hazing. So they make you look old. Oh, you did good, you didn't complain. Okay, let's go up to the next level. Now you got to wear these red shoes. Okay, or the red shoes would probably come before that. You know, the pumps and all that. Okay, good. You know, it starts out really tame. Okay, now you gotta wear a sexy bikini. But now you gotta be naked. Now you gotta put on 50 pounds. And you know, if you don't complain, you just do what you're told, you get more and more and more. Oh, here's an award. You did really great. And I'm like, oh my God. Because the higher up you get, the more they have to control you. They really, if you think about it logically, and I'm not excusing it, condoning it, and hypothetically, you know, who would? But what if that's what's going on? What if, hypothetically, right? And you have to control these people because they have access. Remember what I showed you? Influence, access. God forbid they say anything like me. Be encouraged, my friends. If I can do it and stand up, you don't have anything to lose because I'm going to hire you. Okay? I'm going to make sure you get your awards the right way. I'm going to make sure. Yeah, I'm actually a very damn good boss, and I have evidence of it. If you're mean, nasty to me, you steal my work, I ain't going to be a good boss to you. I ain't going to be a boss to you. I'm going to show you the door. You know, I don't share my stuff like that. Sorry. Not. What else was I saying? Okay, so then the meds. Now here's something I find interesting. If I were a bad guy, I'm not, but if I were a bad guy, what is an ultimate sense mechanism, psychological harm control mechanism you can find? The person's weakness, which is known as, I don't know if I'm going to spell this right, Achilles, no, I don't think that's right. Achilles heel. I should know this. I don't know how to spell it right now. Weakness. That's the control mechanism. So they were trying to find my weakness, and they thought it was red, and red leashes for some reason, and red and collars, and because I made a video, just look, and I said, you know, I just don't like things around my neck, you know, which you know, is kind of true. But it's not like, oh my God, I don't like things around my neck, I'm going to, you know, end it all or something like that. I don't know how I say that equated to that, because, you know, my child abuse story. No, I've worn chokers before. I just don't like it. Some of it's related to that, but I mean, I've done it. I just don't prefer it. I don't like turtlenecks. I like showing this. I think it looks pretty on me too. And they equated it to weakness, let's attack. So then there are all these hint drops. One company, and I actually like the company and their product, they made a bow scarf. It's really pretty. And they named it after me. And I'm like, that's interesting. You know, this is when we were first starting to see patterns. And I said, that would be pretty mean if they were using it as a hint drop, trying to hurt me. So you think about it, right? And then, what else? And then a whole bunch of people, when nobody was doing it here, we've lived here a very long time, just people I've never seen here in the neighborhood before, walking big dogs with red leashes, the red ribbons. They thought because I had a red ribbon and I made a video saying, you know, I just don't really like the color red. I meant for me to necessarily wear it, not, I mean, part of it was because of that, but I made another video explaining that it was when I was a kid. I got over that. I mean, really, I've got red hair, named my company Rubans Rouges, Red Ribbons. It's a triumph. If I was so traumatized by it, I wouldn't have done that. This, you know, come on. I would have dyed my hair brown or blonde or something if it was that bad. You know, but I mean, I thank everybody for being respectful of me and saying, oh my gosh, I'm not going to wear red around her because I don't want her to think I'm, you know, trying to trigger her or something. Thank you guys. I mean, I'm not belittling what you did. Really, that was very sweet. But no, every time everyone wears a red ribbon the way we do it, you know, it's an honor of that. Did you hear President Trump? No more AIDS. Get rid of the benzene. That is the biggest trigger for AIDS, people who have AIDS.